Welcome to Tenis Intention. Today we're going to talk about the confidence. How to create the confidence. What is the way? What happens when you need confidence, when you have confidence, when you feel great, when you feel bad? What happened? What is that process? And now I'm going to explain here what is the process. There are 3 steps to get confident. 3 elements. When you get those 3, then you have confidence. Let's go for the first one. The first one is the action. If you want to get confidence, the first thing that you have to make is the action, because the action starts everything. A confidence is a sensation that you need to achieve something that you never achieve. So you don't know how to achieve this process. But the way to do it, the first thing that I have to do is make an action. And you will say, but I don't know which action. I don't know what is the road. Yeah, I know. But the first thing, I repeat it, is the action. Because when you start an action, then you start living the fear of that new situation. And then when you make the action, then you can pass to the second element, that is the action, continuing. Because when you start an action, then you start the process. But this is just the beginning. Now the process starts. And to keep in the process, we have to keep action continuing. So the action has to be totally continued. If you stop, the process stops. So you lose everything that you did in the past. So first is action, second is action continuing. And the last one is the win, when you win. So we have action, action continuing, and win. When I say win, I refer that you achieve this situation that in the beginning you didn't know how to get it. And what happened when you achieve this situation, then you have confidence. But in this point, now another process starts by the action again. Because if you leave the process there, then the confidence disappears. If you don't use it, the confidence disappears. If you don't use it to make the next action, the confidence disappears. Why? Because the confidence is a sensation. And the sensation is built by the energy. And when you lose the energy, you lose the confidence. You lose the momentum, porque it's a momentum. When you achieve something that you win, this is a momentum. It's not the end. It's like a part of the process. Now you have to go to another process, and you go to another process to achieve this new situation with a new action. A new action that has to be continued until you win. And then you start making another action because you have the confidence. You build the confidence. So the way to build the confidence is action, action continued, and win. These are the 3 elements that you need to get confidence. But this process has to start again. When you win, when you get the situation that you never achieved, and now you achieve, and now you have to make an action with that confidence to continue in that process. So the process never ends. The process is always continuing to progress. That's why that you need the confidence. Because if you don't have confidence, this first action never is going to happen. It means that the first action that you do without any confidence, because you start the process, is the most important. Because then when you get the role, then the second action is easier and easier and easier. And then you are making a long road. And your creativity, your gain, your improvement also goes faster and longer. And this sensation that you get from that is the best sensation that you want. Because now you feel that you are bringing something to the game. Why? Because you have confidence. Why? Because you make an action. Why? Because you make an action continue. Why? Because you win. You find that thing that you never achieved. And then you restart again with a new action. The confidence starts by action. The confidence is possible to make it by continuing action. And that continuing action make you win. Simple like that. I hope you like this video. And remember to follow me in this channel. And see you soon. Bye-bye.